Hey guys, I'm Josh. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be updating my setup a little bit, and that's going to be adding some vinyl wrap to my desktop over here, the Ikea Linnmon top, as well as throwing in some LEDs around it and cable management and stuff. So this is going to be kind of a part 2 to my building my dream desk setup video. If you guys haven't seen that, I'll throw a card somewhere up here. And before we jump into it, if you guys could hit the like button, I would appreciate that a lot. It really helps a small channel like mine grow. And if you haven't subscribed already, I do make computer science, college lifestyle, as well as just technology videos on my channel here. So if you're into that, hit the subscribe button. It really helps a small channel like mine grow once again. So if you guys have watched my last video, nothing has really changed all that much. Right now, as you can see, the cables are still on the floor. The desktop is just the Ikea Linnmon tabletop, the $20 version. And it's a black top. Right now it does look good. I think everything looks fine with black, gray as well. Black and gray for the theme, pretty much. But what I want to do is, since I have this wood grain vinyl right here, I bought it particularly to match my bed frame, as you can see right here, just to kind of tie a couple things in together. And as for the items that I'll be using today, I've got the typical Ikea Signum cable rack that's going to be going under my desk. It just clamps underneath, so then the wires can just be on here. I also picked up the Ikea cable management thing. This vinyl I got from Amazon for about, I think it was like $8 or something. I think we should have enough for sure. It's a pretty thick roll. You know, just some cleaning stuff for the desktop. And then we're going to be throwing on some LED strips. This one is just controlled by the remote on there. It's just a quick little light up the desk, a little accent piece kind of thing. And once again, here's just a quick overview. As you can see behind the monitor, cables are kind of everywhere. It's still kind of laid out. I don't have a whole bunch, but you know, as I do stay here more often and I keep adding stuff to my desktop, it does get a little bit more messy. And down here, I do have a little laptop dock for my work computer. And you can see all of the other cables kind of going around everywhere. So cue the time lapse of removing everything and getting it ready. Alright, so I finally got all of the stuff off of the desk over here. I just quickly wiped it down with some Clorox wipes real quick just to get off the dust and just make it a nice surface to lay on some vinyl. And I'm just going to unwrap this and let's just take a look. And here's what it kind of looks like. Okay, I just wanted to give you guys a little close-up as well. So it looks like I'll have to do 2 layers and that'll be going all around the desk. And I think this wood grain matches the bed pretty well. As you can see, it's kind of like that distressed wood. I know the light probably isn't helping all that much, but if we get in the corner over here and then we look at the bed, pretty much the same exact wood. So what I think I'm going to do now is I'm going to start a time lapse of kind of cutting the vinyl and getting it kind of put down, and then we'll go from there after. Okay, so now the first piece is cut, and basically on the back of the vinyl wrap they had all of these lines, so like 70 centimeters, 80 centimeters, and basically I just went down to, I believe, 110 centimeters, or 105, or just right about 100, and I think this thing is right at 215 centimeters, so we're going to have just enough space to go from, to fill up this whole entire desk back and front. Okay, so a little update. As you can see, I had a little bit trouble getting it started at the beginning, but once I found a method that works, is kind of just using a credit card and pushing it down the middle and pushing the air bubbles out. As you can see, with the lighting, I don't have any really at all. Whenever I did have one, yeah, that's that one. Whenever I did have one, you can see a little bit right there. I have a little bit popping up, but I would just try and work it out as much as I can and just push the air bubbles out. And then if I do have one, I just poked a tiny little hole for a couple of these, just because I couldn't get it out. Even with pushing it out, there could have just been some little dust or something. But you know, my mouse mat's gonna go over this anyway. But overall, all flat. Okay, so quick update, got this first piece done. You can actually barely tell that it is. Of course, in some certain light, you can definitely see. I need to, the vinyl was a little wrapped up in the packaging when it came, so I need to flatten that down just a little bit. And of course, in some very bright light, you can see just a little bit of a seam right there. I think the wood blends in overall. Like, even if you look at this line, I tried to match it up as best as I could, but I missed a little bit. But I think it still looks pretty good. All we have is this little strip over here remaining. Here is the finished product. And even with the 2 cuts we had to make on the top over there, it seems pretty consistent, you know? From far back, you can't really tell at all. So on the sides, as you can tell, it seems pretty good as well. The front is probably what you guys want to see. And there's a little bit of a lighter color right there, right when that other piece starts, but the seam isn't that bad, and it still covers everything. So I think we did a pretty good job. Okay guys, so got everything back on the desk here. And it's looking pretty good. I really like this wood top as well. As you can tell, everything is looking pretty good. Pretty much straight out of an Ikea catalog, you know? And then also matching with the bed frame or bed headboard. Okay, so right now I'm just going to be going around the desk and seeing where I can place this. It does have some Velcro on it, and I want to keep it as clean as possible just so I can route the cables probably on like that leg back over there, so it's not going to be intruding anywhere. And then I'm kind of just going to do a rough layout, and then we'll start putting it on. As you can see, I have it wrapped around the desk. I started over there so that I could have the remote kind of just underneath the desk over here. And right now, all I have to do is just put it over here, and I'm going to stop right here because I don't want it in the front. And yeah. Okay, so I just pressed it down, and then I also cut it right here. The leads for this would have actually wrapped around all the way up to like around here if I'd kept going, so I didn't want to do that just in case if I wanted to reuse this strip again. So I just left it over here, and I think it should be fine, honestly. All we want is just a little bit of backdrop lighting, especially on that back wall is over there. So I'm going to plug it in, and then let's see how it looks. Okay, so I got it plugged in, and now it's looking pretty good. I think it looks good. As you can tell from the back, it does have a nice glow now, and as well as the back of the monitor is a little bit more illuminated. I do have that light on as well. Maybe I'll... So with that off, you can kind of tell the desk has a nice glow. Okay, so now that we've got that done, what I've done now is just unplug everything that I have underneath here and just move some cables around for the cable management. And what I've been doing is I took the Ikea Signum out of the box, a little bag that it had. Again, Signum. I'm pretty sure you can buy this on Amazon too if you don't have an Ikea by you. Okay, so fast forward like 10 minutes later, I finally got these in. So I don't have a drill. All I was working with was this little screwdriver right here and trying to push in those things while cranking my head. You guys probably saw the time lapse a little bit, but it was finally in there. Next, I'm just gonna throw this stuff in there like so. I'll have to even it out since it isn't necessarily all in there, but I think that we should be in a pretty good spot right now. And I'm also going to be doing a little zip tying and stuff like that as best as I can, really. Also, in this kit has a bunch of these little things, so adhesive on the bottom, so maybe I'll just try and route it like so, put something there, and then it'll go over here so that nothing will be dangling, really. Okay guys, so I finally got this bottom part done. As you can see, you can see a few cords right here, but now the floor is bare, and also I have the heater right there, so nothing will be really getting melted. And just from the front on view, you know, if I just put those over the plant, really, maybe I'll put it into the plant, then I won't be able to see a single wire, really, which will be pretty nice. Right now, this lamp is just being used for recording. I don't always have this here, but as you can tell, kind of bunched up everything as best as I could. This is my first time ever using something like this, so I'm not really sure what to do here. But as I add more stuff, I'm sure I'll just unplug everything. I also need to take this down one more time just so I can put those other 2 screws in, so I'll make this look a bit cleaner underneath. But I did use like zip ties and stuff and using the legs as helpers. Only little piece you can see right here is that. But say you are just walking in normally and you look over, you cannot really see any wires. It's still pretty tucked underneath there, as you can see. The thing looks pretty nice. Real nice actually. Pretty happy with that. So I'm going to end the video over here. Please remember to like and subscribe. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys later.